Welcome to the Trading Lounge. Today was a max loss day, for me anyway, on my journey to 100K, where I try to take a small account, $200,000 as fast as possible. We started this journey back in December. Here we are in January, February, March, April, up over $1,000, since December, but really things have slowed down and I'm still learning some hard lessons. And today was definitely one of those. Let's get into those trades. I traded two stocks today. They're in this section here and then right up in here. So GNLN and SkyQ for a loss of $147. Now, $150 is 3% basically of my account, ish, right around there is my max loss. I don't want to lose any more than $150. So once I hit this number, I'm gonna step back and pause. I could have got in on another stock today with a little bit of buying power, but I just, you know what? I'm just gonna hold off a little bit here. GNLN was the first one that hit my scanner, and is this right? GNLN, yeah. This doesn't look right. Why does it look like this? GNLN? Did I not type this in right? It doesn't look that ugly. GNLN. Huh. Wow. Okay, well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this. Now that I'm zooming out, this looks even uglier than what it actually... this is not good. So, here's the thing. First off, one thing I noticed after I traded it was there's just not a whole lot of volume. So let's talk about this. We're in at 735, which is in this zone right here. And although I'm kind of curious, so I'm noticing some volume discrepancies in chart watchers, and it's probably something I have wrong. But this is the time I traded at 735, right in this zone. We'll talk about the specific trade here in a sec. But this candle is showing a volume of only, and it shows right here, and it shows up here, I think. But it's showing a volume of 6K, right? In the minute of 735. But up here at 735, where I think I traded this right here, this candle alone on my 10-second chart shows 40,000. So we got some kind of discrepancy here that I need to kind of work through. This didn't affect my trade much, but had I seen that this was such low volume down here, I probably wouldn't have done it. When I went back and took a look, I'm like, oh man, is this really only is there something not going on here? What is the, maybe it's how I have the, I don't know. I'll have to figure this out. I think I need to change this. I'll figure that out later. Anyway, so what I saw here was, we have this little rise right here and it taps, whatever that number is, looks like 418. And we get this pullback, and I should have tried to get in because I was watching the stock right in this zone above 380 for a nice little, this would have been the play. And now look at this, and I'm like, gosh darn it. First off, there's no news on this stock. Both of these stocks didn't have any news. And I think they're all, this one is, was this? Yeah, this did not have news today. Greenland Holdings Tobacco Company. I don't know. This was a horrible trade. No news on this one, no news on the other one. SkyQ, I think, is related to oil, so it was kind of going up related to oil news. I'll check that in a second. But one of the lessons I learned here today was really just make sure there's news, because a couple of stocks after I used my buying power went nuts without news, and we'll go over that. Anyway, I should have went in there. That's really the first candle to make a new high. I did not get in there, and I'm looking at the 10-second chart. And so what I saw was kind of this flat top at 395. And there was a 390. What is this actually? Yeah, 395. And so my thought was, and I'm in this candle right here, basically, that 735 candle. My thought was if that 735 candle can open, and I think it's literally this candle right here. So this is the candle I wasn't looking at the 10-second chart here, but I saw the 10-second chart here. I was thinking, okay, anything over 394, 395 might pop up over and go up over $4. The reality is I should have waited until I saw verification that it went up over 394 or even up over $4. the reality is I shouldn't even have been in on this trade. It's too extended. So anyway, this green candle opens up. It opens up right down here. It starts to move up. I get in a little early. It looks like 388. It doesn't go over 395. I recognize it right away. I hold through this level because it's kind of holding in here, and then this candle spikes, and I get out. Unfortunately for me, that ended up being a 20-cent loss. And we're going to see this twice today, I really should not be risking 20 cents. As soon as I saw that it wasn't going to do what I wanted to do, I should have just got out, and so this is the first mistake I made today, and I'm down $71 right away, and I'm like, oh man, this is a bummer. This was not a good trade. I don't know what's going on with the volume down here. I'll figure that out later today. But this just was not a good trade. I was basically searching for something here, and I didn't actually see anything here, but I saw it here. And then I was hoping that when that candle opened, it would go above 395 and test that again. It just didn't. It didn't do what I wanted it to do, which means I should have been out a whole hell of a lot sooner. So the next one's SkyQ. And I think this one's more on the 10-second chart. Yeah. We can make this bigger now. Bam. Something like that. Is that going to work? Yeah, that should work just fine. Okay, SkyQ today. First trade here at 7:48 a.m. So this first trade was like kind of a slam dunk, really. We just have all this volume going off. It's hitting the scanners. By the way, this is the scanner I was using today, Charts Watchers. I have enjoyed using this scanner. As you can see right here, SkyQ does not have any news indicators. So there was no news on SkyQ. What is an oil and gas related stock, and I think it was reacting to that kind of worldly news. And again, something else that just didn't have news that I traded. And anyway, so this stock is going to be more of a traditional move that I like to make, right? So it's running up. This is pretty easy for me to see where I got in. I wish I'd have gotten a little bit earlier, but what it is what it is. Climbs up, get this little pullback right here, and then this candle opens, and as soon as it crosses this line, I get in. And I got out as soon as I saw 10 cents, I just got out. What I wish I would have done here was look for multiple entries earlier in the move. So get out for my 10 cents, right, somewhere in here, and then you got a little pullback here. This candle opens, goes above. You re-enter here. You get in for that move, but I didn't. I actually waited till much later in the move. That first move got me about $15, and then I went in later in this 752. So kind of this area right here. So I saw this red candle is kind of like a red candle pullback. And I thought, okay, well, if we can get a candle to open up and move above, this, then I could potentially get it on a 1 minute candle pullback. Hard one today, guys, definitely. But we made a little money on SEO, which you see down here in the lower hand side of my HSA. Not much, but green there, which makes me feel a little bit better anyway. So this candle opens up. I actually tried to cue this early. Was it this candle? 752. 752. Oh, it happened right at the end. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to understand why. I tried to get in at 701, actually, is what I tried to do. Is this a 10-second chart move? This is not a very good move now that I'm looking at this. Like, why was I trying to get in at 701 when this candle is at 723? I honestly, what a bummer. What a bummer. Let's take a look at the 10-second chart. Maybe I was looking at something there. Or we just, oops, sorry. Oh, hello. Okay, what just happened? This is, yeah, all right. Well, you know what? Let's see here. Let's just do this. Well, we're struggling. Here we go. All right. Right in here. Maybe I saw something in here. Let me do this real quick. This is not going as well as I hoped, you guys. We're a little distraught today. Let's just take this and I wish there was a button that just did it within the screen. We got in at 752. Let's take a look at when that is right here. 1, 752, and we were late in the move. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember this move. This was something I was seeing on the 10-second chart. It's because I recognize this right here. I don't have to look at the time. This is it, isn't it? Yeah, this is it, 740. Yeah, so this, I bought in this candle right here. And what I was trying to do was I shouldn't have been going off 10-second charts. When this candle opens and goes above this candle, I get in. And the top of this candle was, the high was 695. As soon as I saw this candle go above, I hit the button. I actually tried to get in at 701. It filled me at 710. And the candle went up to, I don't know what it was, like whatever this is, 715, or looks like it went all the way up to a high of 717. And it just happened so fast. I didn't have a chance to really get out. And then this thing shoots over red and it dives down and I get out. Now, I lost, I think it was 13, 14 cents a share. Actually, that's not true. I mean, we're down 20 cents a share. It's another scenario where this isn't good. This was not a good trade day. None of these entries, besides the one I won on, were great entries. And if I take a look back at my data from before I started this challenge, and I've always kind of go back to that when I make these mistakes, is that I traded for months, I don't remember how long, before I started this challenge, and I plugged every single trade into ChatGPT. That was my journal, as opposed to YouTube. And I had it ask me a very specific set of questions. I don't remember all the questions, but it was like, I own a craft beer bar, so I always ask, like, did I have a beer the day before? Yes or no? Did I get enough sleep? What made me enter the stock? Was there news? What was my entry point? When did I get out? Like all the things. And then I would have it spit out metrics. And I will tell you that, and this is probably not going to come at any like surprise here. Let me just switch this to 1 minute. The data shows that I am at my best when I'm on the front side of this move in this zone. And do I really need the data to show me that? Visually you can see that getting in here is going to be better than getting here on the back side of this move. So the couple of the moves I made today were after these runs already happened at the tops of the moves. And that's really just not where you want to be. That's not where I want to be. I'm not speaking for anyone else. That's just not where I want to be. I don't want to be making moves at the top of these moves, especially with no news. Right, so I'm not even really great at like when things curl back. So see how this came down and curled back, and this thing comes back. And I think there's multiple options here to like curl. It does the same thing here. I'm just not great at those. This is me right here. This is my zone. That is my zone right there. Looks like a piece of poop, but that's basically my zone. If it's outside of that, if it's the tippity top, we shouldn't be trading it. And if you go look at GNLN, it's going to be like the same thing. Yeah, I mean, we're just in the tippity top of this move. If I'm not in here, then we shouldn't be, I shouldn't be in, and a really good example is this. I would have loved to have had some buying power for this. I just need to be patient. There was no CETX, just went nuclear today. And I just didn't have any buying. I mean, I have a little bit of buying power, but I'm not going to risk it because I'm already down $150, which for me is my max loss. I've lost more than this on this account, as some of you guys know. I think my greatest loss was like $500 or $400. I don't remember what it was. I have to go back and take a look, but it was a lot. I lost like $700 or $800 in 1 week, and I was like, oh man. So I don't want to trade again today. I'm just going to let this sit, and we'll come back at it again tomorrow and get back after it. But it's got to fit my criteria. It's got to be some breaking news. It's got to be on the front side of the move. My data from ChatGPT showed me that at the top side of moves and the back side of moves, I'm just horrible. And so it's got to be these types of moves. This is a perfect move. I was slightly frustrated today when this stock started going off. And sure, it's under $1, which is, I don't typically trade under $1, but it went over $1 real fast. And I was watching this and I was like, okay, where would I enter in on this stock? It comes up, we got this candle, and I said I would enter in at 110. And it kind of stalled here at 110 when this candle went over. It's kind of like hung in here for a little bit, and then once it started to take off, it took off. And I think people are probably trying to see if it was gonna short, because you have right here it says it's shortable. Oh, this is the wrong stock. Let me pull this up over here. I'm pretty sure it still says that CETX. Yeah. So it says a shortable here, right? And I'm sure it was probably like that on other, wow, come on now. It was probably like that on other platforms as well. So like it's just shortable stock, and those things, it can get kind of hairy. So people probably tried to wait to see if it was going to be shorted hard, and longs won the battle. And it just goes from where I would have entered 110. Now we all know I probably would have got out for a 10-cent profit. But it goes from 110 all the way up here to like 173, and even a little bit higher before it even sees that first, 1 minute candle pullback. It does have a pullback here if you wanted to wait for a pullback at 169 here, and then it goes up to, where it is now, 189 or whatever it is. Probably, I don't know where it's at now. See what's doing after the bell. It's selling off now, but that is a good example. CETX, it had news. What was the news on it today? The news today on CETX was selected for U.S. Navy Phase 1 contract in naval mine warfare. I mean, dog, can it get any better than that from a news perspective? No, it can't. Bro. I'm just gonna update the data here. I'll show you guys how this works live because I forgot to do it before we started. So we're just gonna start the server, and we'll do the update. And then we've got the balance in here somewhere. Previous closing P&L. Oh, P&L. I changed this because I was like, well, this is a lot less than what I would normally do. So we'll just put this in here. We got one trade in here for negative $71.89. We got another one in here for $15.58. And we got another one in here for negative $91.33. Let's take a look. Those all look right to me. We're done. Yes. We'll continue. And then that brings us to the data screen where we can take a look. Unfortunately, hey, I thought I moved this over. Oh, I see what's going on here. I thought I moved this screen over to where I'd be like over here. I'll fix that later. I know what happened. Anyway, we started this challenge back in December. You see, we had a nice little run. We've got a pretty big drawdown we're trying to get out of, and today did not help, but we're still up, $1,100 on the account since December, and kind of holding tight after that big drawdown in February. Today was a really good example of what not to do. So if you learn anything from me today, it's to not follow these moves. These were not great. Tops of moves, horrible entry points, using 10-second candles, which I statistically proven that it doesn't work for me. No news, like just kind of reaching today. And I didn't need to do that because there was a couple stocks that popped up that were better stocks for sure. So got to practice patience and make sure fit the criteria with breaking news, low float, all the things. And, we'll try again tomorrow. I hope you guys had a better day than I did. But you know what? You live and you learn, and we'll get back at it tomorrow. The reality is $150 on this challenge account as a loss is really not that big of a deal. I just would prefer not to have that, and I would prefer to respect my stop losses. When I entered these stocks, in my head, I knew when I wanted to get out every time. No more than 10-cent stop loss. And I didn't respect that again, So I've got to figure this out before we can really make progress and grow this account. So I'm trying to prepare the mind, prepare the skills for when the market is hotter. You guys have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow.